Sacramento, Calif. AP. California Democrats narrowly selected longtime party insider Eric Bauman to be the leader of the largest state Democratic Party, angering and frustrating supporters of Senator Bernie Sanders who threw their support behind an insurgent challenger. Delegates to the state party convention selected Bauman for party chair on Saturday. He defeated Kimberly Ellis, who refused to concede, citing unspecified concerns with the vote count and, after speaking with a lawyer, declared this race is not over. The hotly contested race reflected the deep divisions within the Democratic Party, which despite a universal commitment to fighting President Donald Trump has not fully healed from last year's contentious presidential primary between Sanders and Hillary Clinton. In the three-day California Democratic Party convention, Democrats drawn to Sanders' condemnation of money in politics pushed the party to reject Wall Street. Bauman, looking to unify the fractured party he now leads, offered words of conciliation to the so-called Berniecrats who supported Ellis. "There is no denying that there is a problem when so many of our hard-working activists feel that they are not welcome within our party and that they have been slighted and shut out of the process," Bauman said in a statement. For many Sanders supporters, emotions are still raw following what they feel was an unfair nomination contest, and Saturday's California election felt like a repeat. "Things are going to get tough for the Democratic Party, and if they don't want the Republicans to win, then they need to work with us," said Brian Hash, an Ellis and Sanders supporter from Southern California. Bauman defeated Ellis by a mere 62 votes out of nearly 3,000 cast, a razor-thin margin for a candidate who lined up support from most of the state's elected Democrats and, until recently, was widely expected to win with minimal opposition. Ellis and Bauman both endorsed Clinton's presidential bid and were largely aligned in their approaches to public policy. But Ellis adopted a Sanders-inspired message determined to minimize the influence of money in politics. Her supporters were outraged that Bauman's political consulting firm accepted money from pharmaceutical companies to work against a Sanders-backed initiative aimed at limiting government spending on medications. U.S. Representative Adam Schiff offered a keynote speech that touched heavily on themes of unity in both the Democratic Party and the country at large. The Burbank congressman is a rising star in the party after his role as the top Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee gave him a platform to scrutinize President Donald Trump's campaign contacts with Russians. "Democrats, we must bind up our party's wounds, for only then can we save our country," Schiff said. Convention delegates heard from most of the state's prominent Democrats, who had tough words for President Donald Trump and the GOP Congress, urging their party's fired-up activists to work against the 14 Republicans in the state's congressional delegation. They blasted Trump's alleged ties to Russia and presented California as the epicenter of liberal resistance to the president. California Republican Party Chairman Jim Brault said Democrats are focused on Trump to avoid talking about their own policies, including a recent decision to raise gasoline taxes and vehicle fees to pay for road improvements. "Democrats own California and they broke it," Brault said in a statement. "They don't want to talk about their record in California, which is why they want California voters to focus solely on President Trump." The Russia attacks excited the Democrats, but no issue animated the party's base more than single-payer healthcare, government-funded healthcare for everyone. Rowdy activists organized by the California Nurses Association repeatedly interrupted speakers they deemed insufficiently supportive. When U.S. House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi called for a public option in healthcare, the advocates began chanting single-payer. State Assembly Speaker Anthony Rendon, who has previously suggested now is not the time for single-payer, received similar treatment. Nurses Union Director Roseanne DeMoro warned officials not to assume activists will stick with them if they oppose single-payer healthcare. "Healthcare is a transformational issue for the Democrats," DeMoro said. "It will reinvigorate our party. We have a window to demonstrate this nationally. California can show the way."